All right, guys. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Eat. We're doing another live stream. Hang out and talk and eat a few peppers. We're going to hang out. Having fun doing this. I used to do live streams very, very regularly, and then I kind of stopped doing them for a while. I'm getting back into it and having fun. So we should have a few people joining in just a moment. So catch your goals first, right from the boat to the bus. Catch your goals. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. We're going to hang out and talk. I don't know if we're going to go as long as we did last night. We've been going for almost an hour a night. I don't think we're going to go that long tonight. But we're going to hang out. Look at that. My woman. You're looking beautiful today, Bree. Emmanuel Pinheiro. Hi, Johnny. It's good to see you. Today has been a friggin' day. I need this right now, so thank you, sir. Sir Chili King. I'm just a chili head, but thank you. Mr. Wolf. I'm so glad. You know what? Since you're here, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Wolf. Let me tell you what my day was like. I want to get to saying hi to everybody. Telescope Yard, good to see you. JD87. December Night Skies with the bus. Good to see you. Virginia, I will call you Virginia. Thank you. Then you can't call me sir then. Got to call me Johnny. So here's what happened today, Virginia. And everybody else, Benjamin and Emmanuel. I went to work today and we've had a bunch of, we have our shipping and receiving person. Her name is Christina, and she's just a rock star. She's amazing. She's had the flu, the bad flu, not the big C flu, the one that's been going around that came from, over there, but just the regular flu. But it was bad enough she couldn't go to work for days. So I went to work today, and we're behind in orders. It isn't just that she was out that we're behind in orders. What I did was and I don't remember doing this, but I had changed the passcode on my Shopify, and that threw everything out of whack. So what made me remind me of tell you about this was seeing Mr. Wolf, because I got so many things going to Mr. Wolf. You should almost do an unboxing when you get it. But anyway, there's going to be a ton of packages going out Monday. So for everybody who's got some stuff, it's all me and my shop code or Shopify passcode. So I got a couple little peppers here. I got little yellow snackers. These are delicious little peppers. It's terrible. You want to hear something funny? I have a bunch of peppers in the fridge. I'm sitting here looking at them going, well, how many can I eat tonight? Because it's the weekend. I want to make sure I want to do a chili. Tomorrow I want to do a chili challenge, pepper challenge. I'm like metering out my peppers. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? I could quit anytime. Here's the thing. It's not a thing I want to quit. It's healthy and good. Gabby girl, good to see you. Thank you for being here. All these are delicious. Happy Friday is right, Emmanuel. Hey, for everybody now, listen, this is a great group of people. Cohesive little unit. Charlie Mullins is one of us. Great guy. One of the greatest supporters of the bus. It's not funny. His mom was in a car accident, and it was not a good one. The car looks like a toaster of it. It was just mangled. She's in the hospital. If you guys could pray for Charlie's mom, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys would do that. Or good wishes or positive vibes or feelings, whatever you guys do. But that would be a really good thing. Good to see you, Greg Johnson. Daniel Sell here. Dan Roberts, good to see you. Spencer Frame. Been here when you had about 1,200 subs. My goodness. That was a minute ago, wasn't it? It's funny how Facebook does. I'm not really on Facebook. Truth be known, I really don't like social media at all. So I'm not really on Facebook very often. But you know how they throw you like an old memory? Every once in a while I do that. I'm like, it's that long ago? I remember the first time someone said, long time watch. I've been watching you for years. I'm like, years? Yeah, it is years. It's crazy. Thank you for still being around, Spencer. Virginia, the name is Virginia. I have always followed, and I always follow you. Thank you. So happy you have a lady bird, a ladybug, sorry, to make you happy too. She's amazing. New guitar alert. So excited. You got a new guitar? How exciting. Chris Mitchell, good to see you. I was playing guitar right before, in fact. I was playing right before we went live. I almost opened with guitar, but you know what? I make mistakes. I didn't want to make any mistakes. That's kind of the cool thing about the bus pass. I play on there, make mistakes. It's funny. You know why? Because there's only 30 of us. Not so bad. Charles McClellan, good to see you, dude. Yeah, Charlie's great. We already got prayers going out, so we're going to keep that going. Mr. Wolf, I'll think about doing an unboxing. I'm pretty shy. Listen, I'm shy too. If it was a room full of people, this would be maddening. There's 40 of us, but just looking at one of them. Look at each one of you one at a time. If I wasn't so dang shy, I'd have my YouTube channel because I'd love to do it. You know what, Mr. Wolf? You and I need to get on the phone and talk. Because if there's this much in you that says I should do a YouTube channel, I got news for you. You should. Here's the funny thing about YouTube channels, man. The people, wow, you got a Martin. No joke. That's incredible. Virginia. People that start YouTube channels because they want to get famous are not going to get famous. People that start YouTube channels because they want to get rich are not going to get rich. And those, unfortunately, the two biggest reasons people start YouTube channels. The people that start YouTube channels because they're having fun and it's a hobby and it's a passion. You know, they'll get both usually. They stay at it. You know, because it takes so long to make any money at YouTube. You have no idea. Years. Years. And I don't mean like making a video here and then. I was pumping videos out like it was my job, even when it wasn't. So, Virginia, want to hear a funny Martin guitar story? My kid's mom, we started dating a million years ago. And when we first started dating, she said she knew I played guitar. And she says, I have a guitar. I'll let you have it. I said, you don't have to give it to me. She goes, I don't play it. It's an old, wicked old acoustic. It's been sitting around. I'll let you have it. I said, okay. She tells me it was a relative of hers was in a bluegrass band and played. It was a pre-60s Martin. And she had let a friend use it. She didn't know. She had no idea what it was. Had no clue. I'm sure it was worth 20 grand. I'm sure today it's probably worth 30 or 40, but at the time it was probably worth 10 or 20 grand. Unbelievable. I'll never forget that. That was terrible. Someone had a guitar question. Might buy a Jackson electric guitar. What's my brand? Reefer Magnet. Reefer Magnet. Maverick. Okay, I have I only have one right here. I have a couple Gibson Les Pauls, but I don't play them. They're in cases ready to be shipped to Australia. I have a Close Flying V that I play a lot. This is my main guitar. It's a Strandberg. I'm just absolutely in love with it. It's everything that every guitar I ever had wasn't. You know, like every guitar I've ever had a quirk. Some of those quirks I didn't even know were quirks until I picked that up. And I was like, oh, all of a sudden every other guitar was just like, if that was the first guitar I ever got, I'd be 10 times the guitar player I am right now. Because I can't put that guitar down. I just can't. December, nice guys. Ever recorded a solo album or in bands with released music? No, I'm a hack. When I tell you I'm a hack, maybe you haven't seen. Listen to some of my, I've played on like, I think there's probably like 80 videos where I've played. I'm really not that good. You know? My brother summed it up. There are people like, certain people are born to do certain things. Like Eddie Van Halen was not supposed to be a real estate agent. You know, that dude was supposed to play guitar. Well, I'm not supposed to be. This is probably what I'm supposed to be doing. So guitar brings me great joy, but I suck at it. Uncle Bull Cow, praying for your daughter every day, dude. Want you to know that. One's in the comment thread. If you guys will throw some good wishes and prayers for Uncle Bull Cow, as a child that would love some prayers. Bassman Ibanez for me, Telescope Yard. I was in and someone asked if I was in a band. I played in a band in college, just like a junk band. We were horrible. You know what I mean? Like it was terrible. So not really. There's probably a few places where I could be heard on somewhere recorded, but I'm not going to tell you about it. Oh God. BC Warlock. You know what? I had a BC NJ series. That was really cool. Wow, somehow I lost so much. The chat has just flown by me. If you asked a question, please ask it again. There's just so many. I apologize. It's pretty heavy, Nolan. No jet. You know what the funny thing is? It can be done. There's nothing that needs to be done to it. I mean, the pickups are great. It's the only guitar I've ever had that I can do everything to it myself. I do not need to take that to a shop. I set it up perfectly. It's butter. I don't need a guitar tech. I am my own guitar tech. So that is one of the great benefits of this guitar. It comes with this little key. And this little key is every single tool, from intonations, changing strings, raising and lowering the height of a string. Everything is on this. And there's a little magnet. And it just sticks to the back of the guitar. It's an amazing guitar. Wow, Philip McGee, astrophotography. His brother played guitar, owned one that Chet Atkins had owned, Les Paul. Wow. Brother's left-handed, played like Jimmy. Here's the problem with the Les Paul, man. I have a Les Paul custom shop, a Black Beauty, and it is 11 pounds. I'm giving it to Bray. It's her guitar. It's 11 pounds, 6 ounces. This thing is 4 pounds, 4 ounces. I mean, I'm not joking. This thing is so light. At the same time, it sort of feels like a tank. I know it doesn't really make any sense, but it really does. Anyhow, let's talk peppers. There's so many people that don't want to hear about guitar. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's so good. Uh-oh, Grand Madness. Flashback from way back. I wonder if you remember me. Am I supposed to remember the name Grand Madness? I really don't. I'm sorry. Please don't be upset with me. Yeah, Bree's a lefty. Greg F. Wolfgang. Good guitars. I also have a couple others too. I have a Guild X79. That's really cool. I bought that for Bree also. It's a cool guitar. December Nights, guys. Ate a dried Reaper. I watched your Kill Yellow video today. So far, no cramps. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. Telescope Yard, what state are you from? I was born in New York. Spent most of my youth in Vermont. East Coast boy. They took me out of New York, but I sort of, my whole life, it's the New York thing. I've been dealing with that my whole life. New York, I get that no matter where I go. Mr. Wolf, love hearing about it. I love when people talk about their passions. They glow. The glow people get is amazing. You know, it's really funny when this box. I don't know if you saw the video I did when these peppers arrived. I've never been so excited about peppers being in the mail. I had the USPS tracking, cut and paste the tracking number so I don't have to type it in. I was checking it every 20 minutes. Out for delivery, and it said in the box. I was like, ah. It was amazing. Let's see. Telescope Yard. Your YouTube channel blows my mind how much heat you can eat. It's all done with mirrors. No, I'm kidding. I've just done it forever. If you do something for a really, really long time, I've been doing it forever. I mean, listen, I've made 4,300 videos for the channel here. I still probably haven't eaten as many peppers on video as I have off. So I've been eating peppers for a really, really, that's not true. I probably eat more peppers on video now that I think about it. But I've eaten a lot. I've been doing it for a long, long time, So it's not that impressive, but thank you. Metafusion, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life was the one-tip challenge 2023. And I fractured my wrist before too. Cramps are no joke. Boy, they really are. Whew, I'll tell you what. The last bad ones I had were the Uncle Bull Cow. The Sweet Misery was bad, but the one before that, that fudge, Uncle Bull Cow, that fudge, that was really bad. It was as bad as any calf cramps I've ever had. I had them once so bad in the office after, I don't know if you guys saw, I tried to break the world record for the number of Psycho Bears. I don't know if you guys, anybody here saw that. I went through like 6 bags or 8 bags. At one point, my battery, I was doing it live, I think. Whether it was live or not, the battery on the thing was dying and the cord was far away. And I was helping them reach the cord, and I went out of the frame with the camera like this much. That much. And because of that, I broke a rule. And I had to, even though I won, because I blew the record away, because technically I went out of the frame of camera, I had to, say turn it away and say I broke a rule. I'm sorry, I didn't win, and the record stayed with who had it. But the video was over, and I was screaming. Not screaming. I was moaning like I was shot. And I know that I was scaring everybody in the office because they had never seen me like that. And I was like, it didn't matter where you were in the office, you heard me. Like a dying animal, like went off into the woods to die. I was like making all kinds of horrible noises. And College Boy was just like, he was the most shocked. And he was, because he's following in my footsteps. He's got his own YouTube channel, right? So he's seeing me do this. And, he knows my tolerance. And he just saw me dying. And he was just like, I remember the look on his face. He was like, oh my God. We need a bus burn all together. I missed last time we did that, December nights, guys. We do. We should do that. Rick Henry, what 2 peppers would you love to see a cross with? Great question. Good question. I would like to see a cross between, give me a second. Let me think about that. You know what? A jigsaw is a terribly hot pepper. A jigsaw crossed with a primatale would be pretty neat. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, I'm not sure. I'll probably come up with some better ones than that. Telescope Yard, did your first peppers hurt you? Have you always been able to handle? No, first ones hurt me like crazy. I was gonna die. I'm not Superman. I'm just like everybody else. I've just been doing it longer. Yeah, but I thought I was gonna croak. I remember having calf cramps. Like, how many times I've said, that's it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm done. Forget it. I don't need to do this. I said that 50 times before I ever had a YouTube channel. I'm never eating peppers again. Next day I'm eating peppers. This is before I had a channel. So yeah, So what happens? It's like at the beginning of the pepper season. I'm going to go through 2 or 3 weeks of really bad pain. When the pepper season first starts, I get a box of peppers this big. I don't, pace myself. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I fly too close to the sun. I get burned really bad for 2 or 3 weeks. Build my tolerance up, and then I'm usually good for the rest of the season. But that's how it happens. Defying odds, Donnelly, or Donnelly, depending on how you say it. I'm hoping to see if I can eat 10,000 peppers this year. That's a lot of peppers. I don't think I've eaten 10,000 peppers on camera since I started the channel, and I've eaten a lot of peppers, man. We started doing it. I can't remember who it was. That would be a really fun. The problem is now there's 4,300 something videos. Do you realize it would have to it would have to be like a car for the giveaway, like a contest. There's a car. Like I know how. Primo and ahi. Not only Charapita, a Primo Brie and an ahi fantasy would be good. Because you have that sweetness. The Charapita have a weird flavor. But what was I just saying? I lost it. I don't know. See? That's what happens. Oh, how many peppers I've eaten. Figure out how many peppers I've eaten. That would be awesome. You know what I mean? But the problem is, if I was smart, see, I had no idea this was going to happen. If they said, listen, this channel is going to be around for a decade, you might want to keep track of how many peppers you have, because in 10 years, it'll be the ultimate contest. I didn't think that way. MDA87, Johnny, you're a pepper. You spelled pepperhead wrong, dude. Hey, I appreciate that so much, but you spelled pepperhead wrong. Thank you. Grand Madness. I was here when you were on your porch with Papa Scoville, did the very first cheese video. Grand Madness. How was that, man? Thank you so much. That's, I miss my dad. I was thinking about him so much today. It's a bummer. Jeff Coy, have you ever tried rehydrating peppers? Yes, for cooking, but never, for cooking. But never just to kind of rehydrate and eat that. Because then it's just like a soggy, kind of like almost like thawing them out. But I'll tell you, frozen peppers, if you eat them frozen, they're great. You just got to eat them when they're frozen and kind of crunch them up and chew them up. 28 peppers a day. Let me figure this out for a second here. Listen, yeah, I don't know what math you're using, that new math. I don't know what parameters you're using, but I guess I'm crunching different numbers here completely. I bet I'd probably, like realistically, I bet I'd probably eaten 3,000 peppers. I don't know. What do you guys think? You've been around. Listen, Grand Maddox, you've been around a really long time. Chili Mama Bird, you've been around since 50,000. I don't know, man. 3,000 or so, 4,000. That donation for Super Chat was hella loud. Wasn't it, though? It got my attention. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. December nights, guys. I cramped super bad at my girl's eye doctor before. My son told me everyone was super scared and was going to call an ambulance, but they didn't know what was happening to me. Body sweating, shaking. You get the chills. Did anybody get the chills before? Anybody watching got a really, really hard endorphin rush after eating something hot? And then you get like these crazy chills where you feel like you're freezing to death. Oh, I see. 10,000 a year. I got you, Metal Fusion. When you said that, I was thinking pepper season. I was thinking, the numbers I was crunching was 10 years, like 7 years I've been doing this. If I ate 28 peppers every day for 7 years, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 71,000 peppers. But I like the way you think, I can tell you that. Michael Hyder, if you open a spicy restaurant, what would be your main hot dish? That's a great question. Probably chili, man. It's such a good thing. You can't go wrong. Chili or tacos. But everything would be heated. The problem with this, have you ever worked in a restaurant? Have you? I have. I lived there and I was just a knucklehead that worked there. The owner was there more than I was. The problem with restaurants is you've got to live there. I don't want to do that, Music junkie. And watching you eat peppers, I start sweating and look like I got out of the shower. What disorder is that? You're an empath, my man. That's funny. I had a bunch of people tell me that. We started our pepper jerseys. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Bree and I, this is kind of a funny thing. Chili Mama Bird, you see her right here in the chat. That's my girl. And then you have David Foy from Blazing Food. He's my business partner. David Foy, Bree Scoville, that's why I call her, Bree Rec, and myself, we all started our pepper journeys, socially anyway, almost the same month. Really at the exact same time, separate from each other. We didn't know that. And then it all kind of weaved, and there we are. Shadow VA. Hey, yo, John, hella proud of your progress. You're genuinely an inspiration to us. Oh, I love you, man. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Greg F. Trying Devil's Heat 2.0 Popcorn Challenge tomorrow. It's supposed to be legit heat. We'll see. Please do me a favor. When you do get back to me, let me know. It may be something I need to try on the channel. Thank you for telling me about that. Does anybody else have tried that? Let Greg know what he's in for. December nights, guys. Yes, that happened like a fever almost. It's the strangest thing. The worst one happened to me when I was in Belgium right after the belt match with, it was the third belt match with me and Shahina in Belgium. I was done with it. It was hot, too. It was warm out. And I was finished with the challenge, with a contest, lost. And I swear to you, it was like I was freezing in my core. I mean, and the weird thing is, I said, you can feel my hands. My fingers were freezing cold. And I don't know where all your blood goes, but your blood must leave your fingers or something and go into somewhere else, because my hands were freezing cold. It happens to College Boy. When he happens to him, he's like, feel my fingers. And it's summertime, and I'll feel his hands, and they're bone, like just chilling cold from peppers, man. It's strange. When it happens in front of people who aren't used to it, like I've had a couple. It's really funny doing a challenge. I've done some really gnarly challenges in the office, and we have people there that don't eat hot stuff. And when I do a challenge, they'll put their head around the corner and kind of watch, like, what in the world is he doing? It's kind of a funny thing. So whether you're doing it or suffering from it, that's kind of interesting with people that have never seen it before. They're like, why would you do that? That's the question you get. Why? 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 You know what my answer is when they say that? I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. You know what I mean? I can explain it to you, but you aren't going to get it, so why bother? You know, from the outside looking in, you can't understand it. But from the inside looking out, I can't really explain it. Just that kind of a thing. Johnny's Heavy Metal Taco Shop. That sounds awesome. Bree, you like that name? Think about that. In Bundy, Johnny's Heavy Metal Taco Shop. Oh, it's got a ring to it. The only problem is I got to live there, man. We're in Oz. I'm moving to Bundaberg. Grand Madness. About 5 minutes from the ocean. It's beautiful. Blood goes to your heart and your brain. Thank you, Buddha Davis. I got a big heart. Brain, I think I'm all set there. I think it's probably going just to my heart. Do you guys know that 50% of the calories that you take in go just to power your brain? Do you guys ever know that? Is that a new stat for you? Think about that. It's your computer. 50% of all the calories you ingest, just keep that thing going. So when you don't eat, think about it. Scary. Metafusion. One day I dunked chocolate milk before eating 3.0 Death Nut and got no calf cramps for some reason. Huh. It's interesting. Well done, though. Can you handle sour as well as... I can handle anything, Telescope Yard. I can handle surstroming. Oh, speaking of surstroming, my brother Tommy. Sorry, running late. Whatever, dude. It's a good thing you just shut up. If you could have heard what people were saying about you earlier, we'll let it go, but I'm just saying. Of course, JP Jeffries, notifications will not change. You know what I'm thinking about doing? I'm thinking about keeping the same time schedule. So, because there, it's a totally different time. Night's day, day's night, flip-flopped. So I'll make sure I still upload the videos at the same time. Alan Ballantyne, my bro. Good to see you. Another Aussie. Bunch of Aussies in the house. It's awesome. Aussies are some great people. You guys ever watch Aussie Man? It's hilarious. Okay, time to go. Thanks, Tommy. Good to see you. You know, I have time to do some tincture, maybe. So listen, I want to thank if you look on the bus, there are some red buses, there are some orange buses. Charles McClellan's got an orange bus. He's in his second month having a bus pass. Charlie's got a red one, still in the first month. It's kind of a cool thing. But I want to thank everybody who has a bus pass. There's 30 of us now, and for those that have watched, they're watching right now me do a. It's called Couch Time with Johnny. It's kind of like a little therapy session. Here's the thing: when you go to a therapist, what do? More than them picking you, they don't sit there and fire questions. You know what they do? They kind of gently lead you and kind of direct it, but you talk. And that's what happens. So this really is like therapy for me. So I'm calling it Couch Time with Johnny, and I'm taking you from my earliest memory to how I got here. And one of the reasons is people have asked me for years to do that. But the other thing is that people always go, why? And I think that if you kind of knew my whole story, you wouldn't wonder why anymore. Don't pick on Tommy tonight. That's the motto you must go by. All right, Charles. Blazing Foods in Australia. That would be awesome. Something we're considering. Something we're definitely considering. Not sure. In the next 2 weeks, I'm finishing the filming of that project I've been working on. And there is a chance that if it goes to a season 2, it'll be shot in Australia. When you brush your teeth, it's the only time you can clean your skeleton. Grand madness. Interesting. Although not really, because skeleton is bone and teeth are calcium. Not that I don't want to be that guy, but it is. That's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's a cool thing to think about. You're scrubbing your skeleton clean. Wow. Kilroy was here. Great name, dude. Love seeing you sample and get your take on different flavor profiles. Cool, thank you. Swiss Vapor. Love it, dude. When Tommy reaches 4K, I'm eating surstroming with a Reaper. Have you seen some of the videos, Swiss Vapor? Haven't you seen some of the videos? Stuff is poison. You won't like it. Metafusion, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Everybody say goodbye to Metafusion. Thanks for stopping by. You guys, I don't know if we'll do a live stream tomorrow. Maybe we'll. I don't know. We'll do a poll at the end. If you guys think, we'll do it now. If you think we should do another one tomorrow, let me know. If you think just weekdays are enough, let me know. No feelings will be hurt. What is a double plutonium going to be? I don't know, but it's going to happen. When they say why, I say why not, Jeff Coy. I love it. Lifeboat. Only bus pass will see the double plutonium, Tommy says. Here's the funny thing. Tommy's going to do one. That's the only reason I agreed to do it. Tommy's going to do one. And he knows it, Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did an auction where I auctioned a bunch of Chase Heat memorabilia from special videos. And I auctioned off the box and empty vial of that from that video, from my I Am Sober video, which was the 1 year of sobriety. Tommy bought it for like a couple $100. So I sent it to Tommy. I go to visit him. It's on his shelf. He knows I didn't wash the bottle out. There's still, it doesn't, even when it's warm, there's still going to be some residue in the bottom of that. So there's still some extract in the bottom of that. He knows and agreed to do it. I'll hate it, but it'll help the boat. Yeah, well. Tommy, you want to do plutonium, but you won't do surstroming again? Come on. He's going to do surstroming Vegemite taco. McDougal. You hear that, Tommy? McDougal's here. Chase the Heat. Love that name. Tommy and I knew a dude when we were kids named McDougal. Good to see you, man. Boy, Swiss Vapor, I'll tell you something. Just to let you know, anytime you do a challenge, when you do it live, it's you're working without a net. You know that. It can go off the rails. Any challenge can go off the rails. But if there's ever a challenge that has like mad potential to go off the rails, it's a plutonium video. So just be careful. There's no shame in doing that one, and uploading it after. Honestly, it's rough, no doubt. If you could pick something else to eat all the time besides Pepper's Umami Crisp, what would it be? December Night Skies asks. I love pizza a lot. You know what? I'm a vegetable freak. When I was living with when I was helping my mom take care of my dad, we would grill vegetables once a week on the grill. We would take tin foil and just cut up 3 or 4 zucchinis, wrap them up in tin foil with a bunch of butter and salt and pepper, seal it up, throw it on the grill. Do that with onions, with green pepper, just tons of mushrooms, tons of vegetables. Wrap it up with butter and salt and pepper, a little garlic, and toss it on the grill and just leave it there for an hour. And we would do that. I could live on that. I swear to you, it's healthy for you. They taste amazing. I could live on vegetables. Anyway. The next Lennon, what if you cut soup rots in half and left it in your mouth for a few minutes instead of chewing it and swallowing it? Would it be hotter? Yeah. Sure would, next Lennon. Have you ever been chewing a pepper to get like a pepper seed stuck here? There's no heat inside the seed, but that seed is coated with capsaicin oils to try to protect the seed to give it a better chance to have life continue. That's how that life works. So sometimes when you eat a pepper, you get a seed stuck here on the teeth, and you'll notice it starts to burn really bad in one spot. I think that is sometimes what gives people the false impression that seeds are hot, because they're really not. I love noodles too, man. Excellent. Charles McClellan, I'll watch every night that you do a live stream. Johnny, they are great. Thank you so much. Man, I appreciate you saying that. December nights, guys, I work at a pizza place. You know what, December nights, guys? When I was in college, 2 or 3 years, I ran a pizza joint. And man, it was crazy. Had a lot of fun there. Tommy and I had we had a lot of fun there. But I got sick of eating pizza pretty, I remember when I first got there, he was like, eat whatever you want, as much as you want. I'm like, really? He was like, yeah, in 2 days, you won't want to touch this stuff. Go crazy. So the first 2 days, I just stuffed myself with pizza. Like 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, ugh. I mean, you go home smelling like pizza. When I stopped working that job, it took probably 5 years before I could even think about eating a pizza again. True story, man. I was telling somebody that, a buddy of mine goes, man, no kidding. I used to work construction. It took me 10 years to eat a girder. Funny personality. Anyway, hang on a minute here. Kilroy was here. I bet you most people on this boat don't even know what Kilroy was here, that reference even is. I bet a lot of old guys, us old ones will know that. A lot of young ones won't. Anyway, I look forward to all your uploads. The positive vibes you send are incredible. Another bald, white, bearded guy. I need to be as positive as you. Man, listen, with a face like this, if you don't walk out of there with a positive attitude, it's going to be a rough one. Round 1 still lights me up. Dude, round 1 is hot. Dennis! Bree says. Did I miss a Dennis comment? Where's Dennis? I missed Dennis. I'm sorry. I can't find Dennis. Abby R. Do you eat anything before consuming really hot ones to line the stomach? Yes and no. For a challenge, I will. Like a Tube of Terror or something like that, I will. But for a big contest, like a belt match, or like the times I've gone against Shahina, I don't prep at all. There's no prep. Think about that. And that's a dilemma too, because anything you put in your stomach on a contest, you know going into it, you're going to be expected to eat 50, 60 peppers, all super hots, everything super hot. That's a lot of, I mean, it's just a tremendous amount of volume. So anything you put in your stomach to prep, whether it's a crouton, even if it's just a crouton, that crouton is taking up space that a little pepper could take up. So you got to get rid of the crouton. So on a big contest, there's no prepping. And the problem with that is there's round after round after round. So the cramps start setting in because it's such a long, it goes 40 minutes. Eat peppers every couple minutes for 40 minutes straight. And, it's brutal. So, yes and no, Abby. I love your name, by the way. I have a daughter named Abby. Hot here in Oz, summertime indeed. Next leaded, boy, he really likes this. A half cut. He wants to see me hurt. Maybe a challenge. Have a chocolate primatali cut in half for a few minutes. That would be good. I don't know if you saw it. The third time I did the plutonium, I gargled it. And that is like if you're gonna do plutonium, gargling is like the penultimate. I mean, how bad? But that's really bad because it fries your throat. Like just the most insane throat pain. He said the guy who was homeless and drinking used to be a businessman at your old pizza place. So, yep. Yeah, I remember that. His name was, I remember the guy's name, Jeffrey. The Life of Dennis Brace. Johnny, you're a machine. Thank you. Crazy Cat, hey. Joe Lawson, is the Tube of Terror hotter than your Reaper corn nuts? Yeah. Yep. Oh, wait. Do you mean this is the Tube of Terror? This is the Tube of Terror 2.0 corn nut version. Is that what you mean? Do you mean is this hotter than this? Because we also have just a corn nut, Reaper corn nuts. I think this is probably hotter than this. But this is almost more of a mouth burn because you have to chew it so much. It's so dry. They're both bad. Pickle Juice headquarters. Johnny Jr. is great. He said he was going to try to tune into this. I don't know if he will, but he's doing very well. Jeff Coy says that Ed Curry says that pineapples is your best bet for calf cramps. Could be. There's, the acid helps stomach cramps. I've talked about this before, but there's the green room. You've ever heard about the green room on like Letterman, whatever? It's the room where the guests sit before you go on. Well, when we were at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, when they do the event for the Guinness Book of World Records, trying to beat a record for Reapers eaten in a minute, there's a green room. And in the green room, there's 25 people sitting around pacing, freaking out, nervous. The ones that are nervous are all over here. The ones that are barfing and sick as a dog that have already done it are over on this side. But when you walk back there, there's 30 feet of tables, and they'll be like 2% milk, skim milk, whole milk, buttermilk. There'll be ice cream. There'll be low-fat ice cream. There's going to be yogurt. There's going to be lemon juice. I remember the first time I just walked back. I was in the green room. It was the first year I was there. And there's 2,000 people standing there watching. So I'm kind of nervous in the back doing my pacing thing. And this guy comes walking out. He had just been on stage. Blows chunks in the garbage can and immediately grabs a big thing of lemon juice and drinks this bottle of lemon juice like it was water. I'm like, really? But they say, I've never done that. I don't know. I've never done it. So, but I guess the reason I think it might work is, that there's, not as, obviously it won't be as acidic as pure lemon juice, but there's got to be something in there. So maybe that would help. Yeah, next line doesn't understand how the chili queen doesn't eat hot spicy food except challenges. Well, she does no. She'll eat spicy food, but she doesn't eat peppers. In fact, she takes hot sauce with her in her purse everywhere she goes, and it's extract, for real. So she likes hot stuff, but she doesn't like peppers. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Can you say that again? I don't even understand those words. She doesn't like peppers. That's like not playing tennis, but I'm going to beat Federer on, on the grass court just because it's a big day. It's astonishing that she can do that. Here's the other thing. I don't know if you've really watched her, but the other thing that's amazing about her, I've never seen her in a contest where she just paves, steamrolls people. She always, in every single contest, looks like she's going to die. Every one of them. All three that I went against her, she looked like it's like, not all three. No, maybe in all three. At some point in all three, I'm like, I got her. She's in trouble. She blinked like a dogfight. She's like, oh, they're blinking like crazy. I'm like, I got her. This is it. This one, I got her this time. But she somehow, and I get to a point where it's not a mind over matter thing. If I eat one more pepper, I'm going to blow chunks everywhere. That's it. It isn't a mind over matter. I know that if I like a stem of a pepper, I'm going to lose it. I can't eat not a pepper seed. I'm done. And at that point, she somehow can keep eating. Not only can she somehow keep eating, but she can eat them fast. That's like to eat 6 peppers really fast is a feat. But to do that after eating 50 is a different animal altogether. And I'm not good at eating stuff fast, fresh, let alone after 50 peppers. So, Aaron Giorno, good to see you. Just chop some fresh ghost on it. Egg, kimchi, cheese, and white anchovy wholemeal pita wrap. Man, that sounds good. Right? Ghost on an egg, kimchi, cheese, white anchovy, wholemeal pita wrap? Sounds awesome. K.O. Stradivarius. You're the best, man. Oh, you are for being here. I appreciate you saying that. Dollar Silver. Yo, Johnny. Tried so hard at dinner to achieve an endorphin dump at dinner with 2 super hot sauces. Failed almost, but your ears were burning. Here's the thing, Dollar Silver. If your ears were burning, you got an endorphin rush. Now, it may not have been the dump that feels like you just ingested something, but did it offset some of the pain? Because usually that's the first sign. And here, sometimes it's just kind of a little bit of lightheadedness because there's varying degrees. It's a scale from, a little lightheadedness, ears popping, ears burning, all the way to I can't feel any part of me. I feel like I'm floating. This is a big spectrum. So, but it sounds like you may have had the beginnings of it at least. Joel Lawson, I think it's because women have a higher pain tolerance. I don't know, man. I got a really high pain tolerance. It's not about pain with me and her. I can take pain like a champ. I mean, I really can. I'll be the wrong guy to torture for information. You know what I mean? But it's not pain. It's weird. I don't know. She's just fast. I mean, it's just crazy. Oh my God, I'm not going to read that, but that's hilarious. The eustachian tubes in the ear, exactly. That's the first sign for me. Like, that's the first thing. If that happens, I'm going to get one. And if it's a really good one, my fingers will tingle, my toes will tingle. But the coolest thing is, the really cool thing is where you go from like a 9 in heat in pain. Not, that's what we're talking about is pain. You're going from a 9 in pain, like I can't take much more, to all of a sudden, where'd it go? Like it's literally gone, like you just turned a page in a book. Just gone. Like you pushed a button. That to me is just the most, it's crazy. It's the strangest thing. And I like pain, so it's a sort of a, like I'm happy the endorphin rush comes because it feels good, but at the same time I wish I could kind of put it off a little bit and just kind of deal with the pain a little bit longer. But I can't do that. So I've been trying for 7 years to figure out the perfect happy medium, but because peppers vary in heat, there's no way to have something you can use in every single challenge to ensure that. Ethan E-Dog Wenger, good to see you, man. Tyler Rich, I love my hot sauce. It's 4 million Scoville units, and it's called Kaboom. Sounds it. Thanks for being here, Tyler Rich. Did feel slightly tingly. That's the beginnings. Very good. Pushed myself into full panic one day. Pacing, hearing noises. It was wild. So much fun. I would never have that. I would have never done it if it wasn't for you. Very cool. Next line. Yeah, you hear the freight train in your head, where you can just hear things like, or you get the like a flanger thing. You play guitar like wow, 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 wow. It goes in and out. Strangest thing in the whole world. It's weird. McDougal. What do you think about Melinda's brand hot sauce? It's the only real hot sauce I can regularly find at my local. I like it. It's a funny company because they have a bit of a jaded history. One of the people, the person that started Melinda's, apparently used to work for a different company. Left them, and as the story goes, took a bunch of the recipes and started her own company. Two sides to every story. You can't make a judgment if you only know one side, so I don't make any judgment. But that's the story. As far as the sauces, I like it. I like them, I do. Very good. And Charles McClellan agrees. I agree. And so does Chili Mama Bird. If she says it, take that to the bank. Okay, to his absolute tea. I got the jalapenos down, working on habaneros now. Already ate a whole one tonight. Started with half slices. Hopefully I can start ghost peppers next, but gotta find some. Yeah, it's coming close when pepper season starts. Just if you're on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, there are 1 million pepper groups, so it should be pretty easy to procure some pods when pepper season starts. But going to a ghost is a good step. Just do it slivers. Don't necessarily do the whole thing at once, unless you really want that. Next line, my wife doesn't like hot stuff, and she looks at me like I'm nuts, because you are. Hot sauce junkie Tim. Are you kidding me? Good to see you, bro. It's a great dude. If you guys don't know his channel, go check out Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. I've known him for probably since I started the channel, really. And then shortly after I started the channel, I don't know, year 2 or so, I went to the first ever Chicago Hot Sauce Festival, which was funny because it really was. It was great because there were people. There was like a family reunion. But we get there and we're in this parking lot. There's a big stadium. We're supposed to be in the stadium. And it's outside in Chicago, the Windy City. They call it that for a reason. So we're all waiting to go inside this big stadium. The event coordinators there are like, so what are we doing? No, it's right here in the parking lot. I'm like, I'm sorry, excuse me, what did you say? They just set your tents up right here. I'm like, I thought we were inside the stadium, like weather protected. It was, no, we'll just do it right here, it'll be fine. It was good the first day, but the second day almost pulled people away because of the wind and the tents and everything. But I met Hot Sauce Junkie Tim on that trip. And we were talking, and he says, I want to start a YouTube channel. I'm like, do it. What are you waiting on? Pie's big. There's room for everybody. It's not my industry. It's not mine. Everybody's. Do it. He's got a great tolerance. So he did, and he's killing it. Yeah, man, still can't believe you went to Chicago. It was so much fun. It was your son. Listen, wasn't it your son's birthday, Tim? And I gave him my hat. I gave him one of the hats, and I signed it and gave it to him. It was his birthday. Do you remember that? What birthday was that? Because how old is he now? Because now I'm told he's a monster. He's bigger than you are. And he was a little dude then. It's crazy. Texifornia Calexis. I don't want to bring up painful things, but your podcast and YMH. What is YMH? I'm a dummy. Simply happened to have the host's father's passing at the same time. I'm very sorry to hear that. I don't know what YMH is. You can email me at chasetheat@gmail.com and we can discuss that. He was 10 years old. Now, how old is he now, Tim? He's a monster, right? Dizzy Dragon, I find cap cramps very interesting. Just like grief, everyone passes it differently. Yeah, it's interesting. I've said this before, college boy sleeps though. Choke him into it. I want to choke him when he does that. He's 15. Wow, 5 years ago. Jeez, it's crazy. December 9th. You know what the thing about Dizzy Dragon? If you have cap cramps and you lay down I don't know anybody who thinks laying flat helps calf cramps. To me, it makes them much worse. Sitting up helps, but that could be just me. Can you think of any challenges that are about Death Nut 2 level, not super crazy like the Tube of Terror? December Nice Guys, let me think about it. There are a few challenges that are going through League of Fire that are absolutely manageable, that are fun, that are super, super tasty, that aren't going to hurt you. And if you're going to buy the challenge and do it, you may as well get your name in the League of Fire. So, excuse me, I would go to the League of Fire website and look for the challenges that offer 1 point or 2 points. Those are all very easy challenges. Dizzy Dragon prefers to lay down. Crazy. I love it. Can't lay flat either. Curl up. I curl up, the fetal position, right? I'll tell you something funny. I don't know if I probably shouldn't tell this story. Better not. Jump it out. Yeah, it's rough, man. The ginger one. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, thank you, Bree. December Nights, guys, do the ginger one. It's a 1 point drink challenge, but it tastes delicious. Does it not, Bree? It tastes so good. So that would be a really great one to start. Sometimes Tim's stripped down to his undies, hovering over the air conditioning vent. Yeah, I know it's bad when I start making God deals. Like, oh, please, anytime you evoke God in pain, it's not a joke. Because my tolerance for pain is, I'm not bragging. You'll never hear me brag. I have a great tolerance for pain. I just do. So when I start going, oh my God, God, please help me, God, please help me. I start rocking back and forth, start praying, looking like an Hasidic Jew in Israel or something, doing one of these numbers in my living room. It's scary. Very scary. And then when those cramps happen really bad, who's done this? Where you get a really bad cramp and it goes away, you're like, oh my God, we can laugh about it now. And 20 minutes later, they make another appearance. That sucks. Slight massage on the abdomen helps because the capsaicinoids are being leached to your abdominal muscles for the liver to process. You know, my theory has always been, Dizzy Dragon, my theory has always been as it makes turns in your intestines where you're feeling the waves. I could be completely wrong. It's just what I feel. Addle-minded Inc. Love the name. Which of the Chasey sauces on your site would you call the hottest and also the tastiest? The hottest is going to be Painfully Scorpion, and it's wicked hot. It just is. It's really, really hot. Even though it's not like we don't use Reaper, there's so much mash. The percentage of pepper is so high in that sauce. It's essentially any more pepper, it'd be a mash and not a hot sauce. It's really very, very hot. As far as they're all tasty. I think they're all really tasty. They're all for different things. I don't know. I like them all. Penango is kind of my baby. That was our first one, so I kind of have a special place in my heart for Penango. It's good on so many different things, so it's versatile. Tube of Terror 2 gave me the worst cramps I've ever had. Not enough prep. There are some, but here's the deal, Greg, and this is just the truth of it. There are some challenges where no matter how you prep, is not a thing you can do. Like that challenge I did with Uncle Bullcow with his fudge. I don't care how prepped you are. I don't care how you get you in the mental state, what you do to your stomach, how you've led up to this. That one's going to hurt you. And it's just that simple. Guys, we're going to wrap it up right now. I said I wasn't going to go a whole hour, and I did, and I'm sorry. We'll try to go a little bit shorter tomorrow. Lime Lament My Eyes, Jeff Coy. That was one of the worst ever. You guys are awesome. I love you all. We're going to wrap it up now. Please continue to pray for Charlie's mom, okay? Skylar in the UK, please pray for her. Uncle Bullcow's daughter. Bunch of people. You know what? You know what I do every night, you guys? This is what I do every single night. Every night I go to bed, I say my prayers. I do. I pray for everybody on the bus. The ones I remember specifically what there are things going on, I do that by name from memory. But the ones that I can't remember, here's the deal. My God's bigger than all my problems. And anytime I have an issue, if somebody can't remember, I may not remember, but you know what? He's got a handle on it. So I'll literally say the ones that I don't know by name, please help them meet their needs. And I do that every single night. And I do that for the bus and for the lifeboat. So please do that. You know what this channel really is? It's a goodwill factory, you guys. Let's create some goodwill. Let's be positive tomorrow. The weekend's here. I'm going to get up. I'm going to eat a pepper in the morning. Let me tell you what tomorrow's going to be like. I'm going to eat 2 little peppers in the morning just to kind of get some vitamin C in me. Then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, as soon as I turn this thing off, I'm going to play really loud. For this hour, it's going to be loud. Anyway, I'm going to play guitar for a couple hours tomorrow. Then tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to do a pepper challenge. So but be positive. Somebody mentioned, I got an email, I can't remember who sent it, but even if I remember the name, I wouldn't say my name, but somebody emailed me and said, you know what, I've had a couple people tell me this. I did what you told me to do. When my kids were little, what I would do to them is, when I would tuck them in and kiss them and say their prayers at night, I would say, boy, tomorrow's going to be so exciting. You ready? Tomorrow's going to be such an exciting day. That's how I'd put them in bed. And they would jump out of bed excited because they were excited for a day. They didn't even know what was going on, but they were excited for it. And I did that every day with my kids growing up. Every day. I never did the baby talk, the goo goo gaga. I talked to them like I talked to you guys. I just did. I did it with a lot of love, but I never talked down and did the baby talk thing. So that's the way I do it with my children forever. And my kids are positive. They really, really are. But what I found was by doing that, it has a huge effect on me as well. So a person said that. They said that they're a single parent and that it's made a huge difference in getting their kids ready in the morning because they go to bed knowing that the day is going to be great. Do that. Try that with yourself. Try that with your kids. You guys are awesome. I love you. In the description box, you're going to see all the normal stuff. Tell someone you love them.